And where it go? Welcome, everybody, to episode 16 of the Good Pickins podcast. For anybody that's just tuning in fresh, my name is Ray. I also go by Nabyard. And over there is Marcus, otherwise known as Dixon's Pickins. And we run a podcast every week, every Thursday night, 7 p.m. CST, if you don't know. So, welcome if you're new here. Obviously, if you're listening to the recording, you'll hear this, but for anyone who's live, they pretty much know. They're on top of it. So,
right.
Yeah.
On the other phone.
Oh, okay.
Phone, so I can see the chat. How's everybody doing those?
Yes.
Everybody doing all right out there, man?
Yo, Hillary first one. Good job. You get a high five. You get a gold star.
Thank you for showing up, Hillary.
Hillary, how was your 4th of July weekend? How was everyone's 4th of July weekend? We'd love to hear from you guys. I had a roller coaster of emotions, man. I had a couple family members that were in the hospital over the weekend, and I was.
Right?
What's that?
Nobody died or anything, right?
Well, fortunately, it was looking that way for my grandmother, and she fortunately recovered, like, to the point where she's not completely out of the woods, but it's looking way better than it initially was. So, but other than that, got to spend some time with some family and some friends, so that was good. Put a pool in my backyard, so that was cool.
Those above ground pools.
Yeah, it's just like a real basic, like 14-foot circular pool. It's nothing wild, but it's good enough to have a good time.
It's good to have a pool, right? How was that, putting that together, man? Was that a task?
Honestly, the worst part was like leveling the ground and making sure everything was squared away with that. Because we did leveling sand, and then we did weed mat on top of that, and then on top of that we did outdoor carpet. So it was like a multi-process sort of thing. But setting up the actual pool itself was not very hard at all. So I would
thought it would have been difficult, but hey.
No, honestly, like for how simple the pool is, like it's got like it's basically all hard plastic and metal, like very light metal. I don't know if it's aluminum exactly, but it was it was relatively painless.
That's what's up, man.
Yes.
The pool owner.
We've gone to pool owner status, but it's nothing crazy.
I'm not double fisting it with two phones. I'm on the computer. This is the computer, and then the chat. I can't see the chat unless I pull it up on my phone. So, bada bing, bada boom.
Yes, we make it happen.
Ray uses different software than what I use.
Yeah, I don't use. Marcus uses StreamYard. I use OBS Studio, so they're two little different. So, what up, Ping? By the way, how is everything in Anaheim? We saw him a couple of streams ago, right? Yeah, I believe we did.
Yep.
Yeah, Hillary, I appreciate it. Things are looking on the up and up though for everybody that was involved with the hospital. So, fortunately, we're going in the right direction. What's up, Brian? How is everything?
What up, Brian? Seen Jeff at the Benz on Tuesday.
Jeff
from Springfield, the guy that told me they gave me the game about the jersey.
Oh, Jeff and Tara. Yeah, Jeff and Tara. Yeah.
Just him. I don't know if she was probably there too, but I only saw him. He came up and not introduced himself, but he came up and spoke to me.
Yeah. No, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
That's awesome. I'm glad he knew what player that was for that jersey.
I sold that thing pretty freaking quick too, man. I'm definitely shocked and surprised about it, man.
No, that's awesome.
Dude, I got like another. Remember, I got one of these a couple weeks back or like a month or two ago.
Yeah,
I got another one. This one's used, and it was super yellowed. I soaked it in OxyClean overnight.
Yeah,
now it's like super crispy and white. But I got so many hats.
Yeah, for anyone not watching, Marcus was holding up a vintage Rams hat that looked crispy. You did good.
I got this USA. It's like a, I don't know, painter's cap or something.
Yeah.
It's vintage. Croper.
Okay.
Cromer,
Cromer.
made in the
Oh,
U.S.
Cromer. Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes,
You
yes.
heard of that? Okay, yeah. I don't know what it's worth. I just picked it up at the bins and brought it home, threw it in the washing machine, and I'll get it listed. I got so many hats,
Nice.
dude. So
Oh,
many hats.
dude, I should take a picture, but like down in the thrift dungeon, dude, the hat collection. Yeah,
These are the
yeah.
hats I picked up. I got 2 totes full of hats, man, but I picked these all up on Tuesday.
Nice,
I
nice.
mean,
That's a good little haul of hats for sure. Did you hit
they're all in
hats?
one thing.
Did you hit hats like right off the bat?
No, I was actually in there for a little bit. You know the row that separates GM between the clothing,
Yeah.
the sideways row. So I start going down that row, and then this lady was pulling a whole bunch out of them, out of the bin before I found all these. We moved over onto the next bin, and I said, "Do you want all those?" She said, "I don't know if my sons even want these, so you can have them." So I grabbed them.
Oh,
Some of them were Chase Authentics, and some of them are Champion brand. Some of them, but they're all racing hats. But some of them are Ultra Fit One by Magic Headwear. So it's like some are good, some are lower tier, and some are just basic.
yeah.
So, but not a lot of weight there. Probably not even $1 a piece on all of them. I got over 20 of them, so
Oh, yeah.
I'll take them.
I mean,
Easy
like,
money.
a hat is probably like around 4 ounces, 3 4 ounces, because my 8x6x5 box is usually I think it's 3 ounces that they add in weight, and then so like pretty much every single hat that I ship out is always 7 ounces because
Okay. Yeah,
the
mine are
majority of
too.
hats are like 3 to 4 ounces. So
This is like one of these. It's like super lightweight, dry fit type material hat.
yeah, yeah,
Like these are like 3 ounces.
yes, for sure. Favorite place to thrift outside of St. Louis area for you guys? Man, I don't.
Probably anywhere with the bins.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm trying to think of like the bins that we've enjoyed the most, and Zessie and I have really only been to like 2 or 3 different bins outside of St. Louis. We went to one in Charlottesville, North Carolina, and then we went to Indianapolis,
Mhm.
and I think that's it. I think that no, we've been to one more, and I can't remember. Oh yeah, head.
Yeah. Uh, Me personally, my favorite place besides the bins that I've been to was the bins in Houston. There's there was only 4 at the time. I didn't go to all 4 because Chris from Flip the World said to stay away from 2 of them. So you don't want to go there. They're in the hood. Like there's not going to be anything good there. So I went to the 2 that he told me to go to, and I found great stuff both times. So
Dude, they
uh,
have 4.
I got 6 now.
Dude,
This was,
what?
this was a year ago. Now, like to date, they have 6 bins in Houston.
That's actually nuts.
It's crazy, dude. There's
I
no shortage of stuff down there.
like, is it because they are like, well, Houston's kind of central Texas, right? Am I kind of off base and say
No,
it's
it's
more
not
south? Is
central.
it like more
It's
southwest?
like yeah.
South, yeah. So
And the thing is it's such a big city. It's like 3 of St. Louis's. You know what I mean?
I mean,
So like,
but like, why don't other big cities have that many bins? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't
I have
know.
no clue, man. I definitely I enjoyed it while I was down there. I don't know why. I think like the most is like two per city. Like St. Louis has 2. I can't
Yeah,
think of any other places like Arkansas. Though I've only been to Arkansas and Mississippi, Jackson, Mississippi. They both have 1 apiece. But other than that, I
right.
guess bigger cities would have multiple locations. But I don't know. Let's see.
You guys can see
Did
Tank's
you
head
call
popping
me
up.
a he? Ping G is a she, not a he.
Oh,
You
I
call
apologize.
you call her a he.
I apologize. That was rude of
Hillary
me.
said accidental misgendering. Yes, we're sorry. Do you guys send hats with first class shipping? Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
What I used to
100%.
do, used to break the law. Muhahaha. And I used to take those square flat rate, or not flat rate, but square priority boxes, and then I throw them in a poly bag because they were the perfect size to put hats in, but they were a priority shipping box. So I just said screw it and start using my eBay coupon on boxes that fit hats in there, so that way I'm not breaking the law and doing anything wrong. Um, I don't pay much. I pay like what $5 extra for the boxes with my coupon, and I get like 50 of them.
That's pretty good. Yeah, I
Mm,
was gonna
yeah,
say
so
I think my 8x6x5s come out to be just under 50 cents a piece. So I mean, a little on the pricier side, but for the peace of mind that I know that the hat's gonna get there undamaged,
yeah,
it's definitely worth it.
it's worth it. Yeah, because
Yes.
nobody wants a hat in a bag.
Yeah. Oh no, for sure, for sure. Unless it's like a dry fit or something where it's very malleable.
Yeah.
So, Hillary asked, "How did your barbecue gig go last weekend?" It was fine. Just very tiring because I ended up cooking meat not only for this catering gig, but I ended up cooking all the meat for our little 4th of July gathering down at like the
Nice.
family lake property. So it was very tiring. I had a very long weekend. So,
Oh,
but thank
that's
you for asking.
stressful.
I
It's
mean,
no one no parts of.
like sometimes it's nice to know that like I can make a little chunk of money with
Yeah.
doing barbecue, but there's
Mhm.
also the other side of me that's like you could have spent all that time also listing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I don't
Yeah.
know. It's tough. It's tough because I have reeled back a lot from the barbecue stuff. I really
Mhm.
have. Like I only do it if people approach me,
Right.
so
It makes sense,
I
like,
don't.
especially because reselling is probably way more fun.
Oh, dude, it really is. Like I think I would enjoy more of a food truck sort of situation, and that's what my goal was to do. Like I was going to use catering as like a stepping stone to a food truck,
Hmm.
and now that I've done a bunch of catering gigs, I'm like, yeah, it's definitely not for me, and I would definitely love to
Right.
be in like a situation where I'm serving people directly,
Yeah.
versus just like showing up with a bunch of food, laying it out, and being like, all right, see you later, or whatever.
So why
So,
don't you just use eBay Cash towards a food truck then? If
oh,
that's
dude,
still what.
I would never have enough time. I like it's already time consuming enough to do the catering stuff.
Yeah.
If I were to do a food truck, like I would be, I would have to be
Just,
there all the time. Like
yeah, Jessica would probably leave you. She'll be like, where's my quality time at?
I mean, no, for sure. Like it's it's already tough. Like being a full time reseller and making content. Like it's
Yeah. Right.
so adding that into the mix, because like every time that I've catered in recent
Mhm.
times, like I've pretty much just not worried about reselling except for obviously going to the post office. Like I basically do the bare minimum for reselling whenever I do my catering gigs.
Mhm.
So like for example,
Why you
like
need that drink bank, man?
what's that? Oh
That's why
yeah,
you
no
need a
for,
drink bank.
yeah, I know. Trust me. Like that would be ideal, right? But yeah, so like while I was preparing for catering and whatnot, like there were multiple days where I didn't list, and
Yeah,
draft bank would help that.
of course. Yeah, man. Brian says six. Wowzers telling him to put one in Springfield, Illinois. Yeah, that would be nice.
That'd be sweet.
I got to go to Springfield, Missouri in a few, well, not Springfield, but Camdenton, Missouri in a few weeks. I wish they had one there.
Oh yeah, Camden. Then yeah.
Ping G fit. I shipped two fitted baseball caps today in an eBay cardboard box, weighed 15 ounces. Nice. Two in the same box. Pretty good.
I mean that sounds about right. Yeah.
Hillary, do you make a decent side hustle with hat sales? She says she sells a little bit of everything, but hats are not my most popular item. I've only sold a few in the past couple of months. So for me, like all those hats that I got, I'll probably list two a day. You know what I mean? I'll list them all in one day, but I'll create drafts out of them. I won't list them live. And then what I'll do is I'll just list two a day until I run out of hats, or either I get more hats and I'll continue to list two a day. That way, I'm listing hats in the hat category every day because that's what I sell: clothing, shoes, and hats. So I list a ton of clothes every day, but I try to list four pairs of shoes every day, and I try to list two pairs of hats every day. But I ran out of hats, so I haven't been listing any hats for like the past week. Uh, Last hat I listed was that True Religion hat that I sold for $100. Turns out I tremendously undersold that thing by like probably $1,000.
Wait,
But
no. What?
yeah, yeah. So if you look up comps for True Religion hats, there's up to $3,000, three thousand
What?
$500. Yeah. So Tekken Sports, the guy that runs the group, he's like, yeah, I've sold them for way up there, like $1,000 easily. But he's like, now and next time you find one, you won't undersell it. You know.
That's wild,
So
man.
hey, I turned
Well,
$2 into 100, so it's still a win for me.
well, when you looked up the comps online, I mean, they were wildly like varying. I mean, there were
Yeah,
some
they're
hats
all
that
over the
were,
place.
$80, and there were hats that were $1,000. So
Yeah. So I really didn't know what to do. I just picked one that looked, and then the hat was trash too. Like it was disgusting. It was faded. It was distressed. It was dirty. Like the headband was filthy on it. So I was like, with it being in rough condition like this, I was only expecting to get like 70 for it. You know what I mean? But I
I
listed it
mean,
for 115 and took $100 offer.
yeah, if you're expecting like a if you get more than what you expected and the
Yeah,
cost of goods is like a hundred
super
times
low.
less,
Yeah,
I mean, how can you really beat yourself up about it? I think
right.
we've all undersold items that way. I mean, I know I have
Yeah.
for sure.
So
So
maybe that guy's gonna resell it. Maybe he's gonna wear it. But if he's gonna resell it, he got a great freaking deal.
exactly, right, right. No, I mean, every time you sell something super fast, you know, like it's always that thought in the back of your
Something's
mind,
up.
like I could have
Yeah.
gotten $20 more, $30
It
more.
wasn't even listed for 30 minutes, bro.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. So that's how I kind of knew something was up. You know what I mean?
Wow, dude.
So I posted it in the Facebook group, that Reseller Nirvana Facebook group, and a guy that's in the group was like tremendously undersold. That was what his comment was. Tremendously undersold. And I was like, even in the rough condition that it's in, he's like, look up comps. So I looked up the comps and filtered highest plus shipping. And the highest one on there was $3,500. And I'm just like, oh man. He's like, it is what it is.
That's
So
wild, bro. Well,
yep.
like in that case, wouldn't you have to get it like verified real too? Like, I mean,
No, it's only like that for luxury handbags or sneakers.
oh,
Watch luxury items, like they don't have it for clothing, which
oh,
surprises me. You think that they would, but True Religion it's high tier enough, but it's not Louis Vuitton, Chanel. It's not that high tier. You know what I mean?
I mean,
Like,
3 G's, even a G for a hat, like that's high tier to me. You know what I'm
it's
saying? Like,
definitely fake. There's fake True Religion out there, that's for sure. But
oh
it's,
yeah,
it's it's not as hype as it used to be either, though. Like back in
true.
2011, like that's what everybody was wearing. But here we are, 2022. It's not as big as it used to be.
Right, right.
So thanks for subbing, Brian. Appreciate it.
Yeah, Brian actually lives in the same city that Zesty's parents live in. That's why he was talking about Springfield, Illinois. They
Okay.
do have a bins in Jackson, which correct me if I'm wrong, Brian, but I believe it's just north of Springfield, and I've heard it's decent. Zesty and I have been meaning to get up there and shoot a little episode at the Jackson bins. So
Nice. Speaking of
yeah.
shooting episodes, man, I I think I said something about it publicly. I know, yeah, I know I said it on my live stream. And I was going to do like kind of like a little day in the life type of video. So
Okay.
I shot the video and then I lost all the footage. So
Oh,
so
how?
I don't even know, dude. Like I took my I took my card out of my GoPro, put it in the computer, and then I went to upload the footage, and there was only half of the files there. So I had to kind of like recreate the rest of it today while doing 50 listings. You know what I mean? And then
Oh man.
get done before this podcast. So I was like, yeah, we're really gonna crunch the numbers today. Make sure that I get this stuff done, and I killed it. I did it faster today than I did it yesterday. So there's no telling, man. When you give a man an agenda and a hard stop time, he's gonna get the job done, man. I'm like, it got to be done by 7. I was done at 5:15.
No, that's awesome, man. I'm glad that you're refining the process. You're
Yeah,
speeding up every time. So, and like, there's still so much more untapped potential there too. Like, not only with just in the process of how you're doing it, but the
mhm,
equipment that you're using in the
yeah,
process. So, like,
yeah,
after you get the process so fast, just with how you're doing it, you can then
mhm,
like squeeze everything out by just upgrading the
right.
pieces of equipment that you're using.
The next thing I need is I gotta get a light kit, man. I used to have lights, but now I'm like kind of just in a storage unit with halogen lights, like or LED lights directly
And
above me. So,
that's all you use for your pictures?
yeah,
Oh man, I didn't know that. I thought you had at least like one not umbrella light, but
I
what are
used to have them lights,
well
but
there's key lights and there's the other whatever the hell they're called.
the
But
ring lights or whatever.
not a ring light. There's box light. Box light. That's what it is.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
So
got I got like the box for the shoes.
no. I'm talking
That
about
thing.
a box
Oh
light, like which is they kind of look like a square umbrella almost.
yeah,
It's like
I
a
did
big light
actually.
with like a diffuser in front of it.
I had two of those, but they weren't mine. They were my ex's.
Gotcha,
You know what I mean?
gotcha.
So uh, I'm gonna buy my own. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
and then I'm gonna create because like right now like my listing background is just a board against the wall. I'm gonna actually find a way to create like an actual vertical like flat lay to where it's more laying flatter than just pretty much perpendicular to the floor. That way my clothes would be more easy to shape and pose and they'll look more appealing when I take photos. And I won't have to struggle with hangers so much unless it's like a slippery item that's going to slip off the surface.
Right, right.
So
But you can
I
use
feel like
like
I'll save a ton of time eliminating the hanger process.
yeah. Well, I mean, well, explain that a little bit more. Like why does the hanger goof you up so much?
So like I'll take the jeans, I'll lay it, down, right?
Yeah.
Now if I was gonna have a flat lay that was not slanted enough to where the jeans would fall off like mine is currently, that laying down process would be it. Then I take the hanger, clip the hanger on there, pick it up, and then hang it up. That's a whole extra couple steps right there that I don't need. If it's a shirt, I got to take the shirt, stuff the hanger inside the shirt, pull it through instead of like like going through the neck with the hanger, then hang it up, straighten it out, and pose it. You know what I mean? And it's just sometimes I wrestle with the hanger inside the garment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially if it's like a flowy shirt. It's just I feel like I'd save a decent amount of time, probably a good 5-10 minutes per day if I eliminated a hanger, maybe more. Who knows?
So
And
what you're
then
s- so essentially that what you're saying is you need more of an angle so it doesn't
yeah,
slide?
because right
Yeah.
now it's like instead of being like it's like not even a 45-degree angle, dude. It's like here's the wall. It's like barely leaning
Yeah,
against it.
it's like an 18 or 20 degree angle
Yeah.
probably.
So like
Yeah.
if there's no hanger there, it's falling straight to the floor.
Right, right. Okay.
Even though I got like this thick pile of fabric that's like catchy, if it's polyester on polyester, it'll stick. But denim's not sticking to that. It's too heavy,
Right.
you know.
Right. That
So
makes sense.
if I slant it more, then it'll be the perfect listing conditions. Throw a couple lights in there, bada bing, bada boom, and ready to go. I do
Yeah.
need a different camera though, because I've been using my cell phone, and it's a piece of crap. And so like every few pictures, I'll press the shutter and nothing happens. So then I'm tapping on the shutter and nothing happens. So I have to close the phone down, open it back up, and then the shutter will work. And that takes
Right.
time too. All these little things add up.
Oh, for sure. Listen, I'm gonna tell you what, man. If I come across another camera haul, I'm gonna hook you up with the digital SLR in there.
Now I'm cool with a cheapy Canon Power Sure Shot. You know what I
Well,
mean? Like,
dude, just basically you need it to where like your camera needs to hook up to your computer, and you can just have a little shutter
yeah,
button, and literally you just shutter. Well, also some have Wi-Fi capability, so you can
yeah.
you can just Wi-Fi from the camera to your computer, and then you
Yeah, they
can.
come with SD cards too, right? I just pop it in my
Well,
computer.
yes, but that is technically an extra step. So you could
Yeah.
literally just have your DSLR hooked up to your PC, either Wi-Fi or connected by a wire, and just have a shutter button and just shutter button everything, and
Instantly goes.
instantly it's there, and you're on your way.
That's
It
pretty
would
cool.
make it. I mean, that's again, like I was talking about. That would be like squeezing every ounce
Right.
out of the process. You know,
Yeah, well, eventually I'm going to get up to doing 100 listings a day, and I'm going to need all that extra time.
dude, that's oh my gosh, man, that's gonna be
Yeah,
crazy, bro.
it is, man. Mine said you have about 35 minutes from Springfield, decent for clothing, but can be kind of bare for other stuff. Well, you're beat, right? Because that's all you do pretty much is other stuff.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the more and more I think about clothing, the more I'm just like, I could do some pieces, like maybe like kind of how you do hats and shoes, like just only do maybe 2 clothing pieces a day, but I also need a better listing station that's more clothing friendly. And I've mentioned this multiple times, but once the garage gets to the point where I think it's good enough to move all my equipment into, then we'll set up a nice, 45-degree angle or more, board and everything. And
you can always do flat lay for the time being too, though. Flat lay like looks the best, honestly.
I don't know
It's
where
the
I would.
fastest. It's just rough on the back.
I don't know where I would put it, honestly. But yeah, no, that actually could work too, because if you set up the DSLR on a tripod at an angle, you could do flat lay that way and it wouldn't hurt your back. So I don't know.
You just want to keep Nick away from it so his hair wouldn't get everywhere.
That's a really good point too. I'm trying to think of like anywhere we could lay that down. I don't know. Yeah, that would be tough with the cats and the dog too. Yeah.
I sent the hoodie out to a lady, and I don't have a dog around me, but I got it back from the lady. She tried it on and then returned it. It was covered in dog hair, like so much dog hair on it. And I don't know, like if she like put it on and then rolled around on the floor with her puppy, it was like, love me, And she sent it back with like tons of dog hair on it. And I was like, that's crazy. Like, it looked like it came straight out the bins in one of those piles of hair.
Yo, can I speaking of returns, I want to tell you and the rest of the peoples about this. So I got a sale on some. First of all, I did not think this stuff was going to sell. I got some stuff from my uncle and aunt. My aunt's parents were moving to a retirement home, and they were just like, come over, see what you can sell on eBay, whatever. So I got some crystal sets. And they had some sold comps, but I was like, it's probably going to take a while to sell. Well, I sold one rather quickly, and I was super happy about it. And as soon as it sold, not like 10 minutes afterwards, I get multiple messages. Hold on, I'm going to try to pull them up here. I don't need to really read them verbatim, but it was like, hold on. They said that they wanted to be refunded immediately because this was fraud. I didn't purchase these, so on and so forth. But this was right after I shipped them. Like I'm talking like I went to the post office, I got home, I checked eBay, and I was getting multiple messages like my account's been hacked, this is fraud, blah 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 blah. And I'm just like, my return policy is, you're going to get the item, you're going to return the item, and then I'm going to refund you. That's basically how that's going to. And they were just like, I don't know what you're talking about. This is fraud. This is crazy. Blah, 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 blah. And I was just like, I would contact eBay if I were you and let them deal with it or whatever the heck they need to do. Because, the item is shipped. Like, I can't do anything at this point. So, my initial reaction is fraud.
Right.
But, when I say fraud, I mean they're trying to fraud me.
They're trying to fraud, yeah.
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 I don't know, man. What do you guys? What does everyone think about that? Like, it was opinion, right when I got home from the post office. So
So between the time that it sold and the time that you shipped, how long was that?
Oh, dude, like not even 20 minutes. Cause I literally, as soon as I ship as soon as I print my shipping labels, I go to the post office. Like I don't waste any time in between.
No, I get it. I just didn't know if it had sold at like 9 o'clock the night before and you shipped it at like noon the next day or something.
Oh, I see what you're saying. No, it was one of those over the weekend sales. So so
they had more than enough time to get to you before you shipped it.
More than enough time. It was like Saturday when they sold. Yeah, no, it was like it might have even been like late night Friday. It might have been after like the business day closed on Friday.
They're on one.
But
I would just they're just gonna have to return it. That's all there is.
Yeah, and it's just like they were saying stuff like you're gonna pay the return shipping label on it and stuff. And I'm like, well, my policy clearly states that the buyer pays the return shipping. Like you're gonna have to talk to eBay if you were legitimately hacked or whatever. Like you're gonna have to talk to eBay and you're gonna have to sort it out with them because like I'm
What I've
not.
heard though, like, eBay would, in most circumstances, eBay would still like let you keep your share of the money, and then they'd refund the buyer as well, so the both of you guys would still be happy, and then
That's what
eBay
I
would just,
assumed.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's happened before. There has been legit scams done on people's accounts and
No.
fraudulent things. And, chargebacks are involved and things like that. But the seller usually gets to keep the sale. But that's still sketchy, super
Yeah.
sketchy.
I like, especially over like it was like a $38 or $39 item. Like I don't know. It was very
Dude,
bizarre.
I just got an INAD return today. I listed some Talbot's jeans as straight leg, and I guess they're not straight leg enough for this lady, and so she opened a return for doesn't match description or photos. She's like, "You said these jeans were straight leg, and I only wear straight leg, and these are not straight leg jeans, so I want my money back." I'm just like, "Really, lady? Like, you had to open up an INAD for that? Like, you couldn't have just got a simple return? Like, in
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like,
I had the same thing happen to me that like for a Nintendo 2DS. Like there was an issue within one part of the software of the handheld, and like
yeah,
I didn't test it that thoroughly. Like I
yeah,
boot it up, I play a game, I click around on the main menu, make sure everything works, and like I send it out. And like
yeah,
they did the same thing to me. Like they sent it to where, or they sent a return where I had to pay for the return label. You
yeah.
know, it's like, man.
See, I don't care about it. I do free returns anyway. You
Right.
know, the I'm not a subscribed. If you get so many of those, it messes up your seller metrics. You know what I mean? Like then you
Right.
start having to pay extra percentage on each sale. If you get above, the normal average. Right now, I think I got like five of them in the last quarter. So I mean, I'm okay for the time being, but still, like it's just certain returns, like, and if they're false item not subscribed, you can fight them, and then like you can get them removed, which I have gotten them removed before. But this, I guess, is going to be like kind of futile to try.
Well, I
Uh,
think you also sell enough that like the percentage will be super small. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
you
yeah,
should be fine. So, we also
that's
need to catch up on chat here.
true.
Went thrifting during my lunch just now and picked up a Motorola APX 6000 Li for $15. I don't actually know what that is. Do you know? And
You know, I,
Motorola APX, is that a phone?
sounds like it. Might be
It
a
could be a modem. Yeah, it could be a modem or something. I used to use a mannequin for my clothing. Had a male and a female. They take up a lot of room, but I had a warehouse space I was leasing. Got rid of the warehouse and mannequins. I mean, if you have the space to do that, sure.
yeah. I seen one of those mannequins sitting behind like a It's kind of like, I don't know. Actually, I really don't know what the store is, but they have a mannequin sitting out front on a park bench, and they change the mannequin's clothes every day. So I'm assuming it's like a resale shop. But they had a mannequin out by the dumpster a couple weeks ago, and I almost picked it up and was like, yeah, I need that since I sell clothes. But I was like, I'm not
Dude,
gonna get that.
they can go for a lot of money too. I know we've
Yeah,
paid.
seen them later that day for $75 in Hobby Lobby when I
Yep,
bought this.
yep. I was gonna say. I think Zesty and I have paid. I think we paid around 80 for one, and then we got a good deal on the second one at like 45 or 50.
Mhm.
But I also find that like all mannequins sometimes don't work for everything, especially like
Yeah.
if the person that's buying it, like whatever their biological sex is, doesn't look proper to what a mannequin looks like, it could like fit
Mhm.
differently, you know what I'm saying? So it's a little different, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, it's just
Just
best
like
to
a lot
lay
of plus size stuff. Looks like a blanket with a collar on it. So
exactly. And so that's hard to like. It's hard for them to imagine if they're a different body type than the
yeah.
mannequin to like understand how it would fit them. So
Yep.
I don't know. I
You're right.
laying it flat and using the measurements is really the best way to go. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
In my opinion.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
Uh,
Let's see. Yeah, read away if you want.
okay, so gonna try flat lay in my shack as I am limited to space. Okay. Uh, Brian has a question for Ping. Silly question, but will clothes always fit the mannequins? I would do a flat lay, but my current apartment is so small I don't have room. Hmm.
Yeah, I feel like if you're in a small space, you would want to go up. You would want to go vertically, but I mean, I obviously haven't seen the space, so I don't know.
Right. Or you could do. It's kind of a pain to like set up and break down your setup every day. But if you're gonna do like flat lay, you could get one of those like area rug, like kind of like throw rugs. Like you could just roll it up and then stash it in a closet somewhere, and then next time you need a list, get it back out and roll it again. That's an option.
That's a good
Or
idea.
you can get like a throw blanket. Those work just fine. I know plenty of people that use that right now.
Yeah, that's actually
That's
a really good
what I
idea.
was doing. When I met you, I was using a sheet, a basic white sheet. I was just laying it on the floor, taking my photos, and then when I was done, I would fold it back up and put it up.
I mean, gotta do what you gotta do.
You do what you gotta do, man.
I
You know?
mean, listen, my you guys have seen my listing station. It's pretty low tech. Like I literally had like floor, like laminate floor, like the fake hardwood floor, little tongue and groove things, that were left over from when I bought the house. Like whenever they redid the flooring before I bought it, it was just down in the basement. And I was like, oh, this will work. And like I tongue and grooved it together, a couple screws, like on an old desk. It's good to go.
There you go. Yeah. Um, Hillary said if they want a refund, they need to return the product. Of course.
I mean,
They can
Hillary,
refund.
that's exactly what I said, and they kept being combative. So I was just like, look, like if your account actually did get compromised, like
Yeah.
you need to contact eBay. You don't need to contact me. You need to
Right.
contact eBay and square it away with them. And the last message that they sent me was, it has been taken care of, and that's literally all they said. And I was just
Huh.
like, oh, okay, I like.
All right.
Your
Well, you
return
cash, man.
request is open currently, so if you return it, you will get
Yeah.
refunded. But if you
It
don't,
is open.
yeah, there's a
They,
return request open. So like
say
it's pending their return.
right.
So you know,
See what happens.
yep.
Yeah, man.
It's
I like your shirt, man. What's that? Is that a milk carton with a
yeah,
mustache?
it's a bunch of them. They got like a bunch of different, like there's one that has like a tongue sticking
Nice.
out there. I don't know. So this is actually the icon or the branding icon of a viewer that used to watch me on Twitch. They started their
Okay.
own Twitch account, and this was
Gotcha.
their branding, I guess. So
Nice.
I always thought it was pretty cool, and they sent me a shirt. They were just like, "Yo, do you want a shirt?" And I was like, "Absolutely." So they sent me
Yeah.
one, and so yeah, it goes like almost all the way down. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
It's fun.
That'd be pretty cool.
It's fun
Yeah.
until he trolls us in our chat here. If I'm trying to remember, dang it, I can't remember his first name now. I feel bad, but
Does
he's
he pop in from time
he's
to time?
popped in. He's popped in. Yeah,
Good deal. That's what's up, man.
Zesty's yelling
Yeah.
at me. What is it?
Hi, Zesty.
I know.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know, right? So,
Oh God. All right. We were trying to figure out Clip's first name, but yeah, it's Clip.
okay.
That's his handle.
All right. Yeah.
They can
So,
refuse the pack. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to read that message.
Oh yeah, they can refuse the package at delivery, but they definitely need to contact eBay. Yeah, I mean, that's yeah. I guess the only solace in this situation is I paid $0 for the item,
Yeah.
but I'm also
It's
not
still,
trying to get frauded. I'm not trying to
right.
get scammed.
Definitely. Yeah, man. So today it wasn't like fraud or anything like that, but today I had some multi-quantity orders go out. Three pairs of men's jeans. I stuffed them into a Tyvek envelope. Three pairs of jeans into the Tyvek envelope that the USPS supplies you.
Oh,
Because
okay.
I had paid $25 for shipping, and so I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna try and get this down as cheap as possible, right? Stuffed all three of those pairs of jeans in there, shipping for $9.25. That's crazy, dude.
Heck
Three
yeah,
pairs of
man.
jeans. So I made like $16 off shipping. Like, three pairs of jeans. I didn't think they were gonna fit in there, man, but I slid them things right on in there, man. Real quick and easy, man.
I no, I will say this. I did put a lot of time into packing those crystal
I'm sure you
pieces.
did.
So that's where I'm losing. If I get the shit end of this deal, that's where I'm
Mhm.
losing.
Yeah. What did they say it arrived broken?
Bro, that would be
There's no
the
way.
icing on the cake if that
Yeah,
was what happened.
that would suck.
That
Really bad.
yes, yes, it would. But I mean, like I said, they have the return already open, so
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
So, have you been to the bins this week yet?
I went today. I went today.
Good
Tough,
finds?
tough today, man.
Was it?
Yeah, I was like, it's funny though because like I don't know what your number is, but like for me, if I only
Mhm.
get like $80 to $100 worth of stuff at the bins,
Yeah.
I'm feeling like I'm not having that great of a day, and I feel like
Yeah. If I only got that much, I'd be bummed.
there, if I guarantee there's people out there that are like, oh, you're complaining about only making $80 to $100, and I'm talking about in just one run. I should specify
Yes.
it was like $80 to $100 in one run. Okay,
Yeah.
that to me is like a below average day. You
Correct.
know,
Yeah, I agree. So
yeah,
for me, if I'm not walking away with like at least, like $500 in a day, it's not really worth me coming up there. Not
right,
in a day, but at least in a trip, I mean.
yeah,
Uh, so like when I go up there, I'm planning on bringing back around $2,000 worth of inventory. You know
right,
what I mean? Like profit margin. Sometimes that doesn't happen. Sometimes like I'll go up to the bins and I'll only get like 30 items in a trip. And however, I'll still make like a good couple $100. I'm not satisfied with those trips. Like when I went up there on Tuesday, I got 137 items in two hours. That's a great trip. You know what I mean? And not to mention, like some of the items I found in that trip were bangers. Like you guys are gonna have to watch the video on Monday. Besides the hats, like I found a lot of profit in that haul. But the thing that sucks about it is I didn't get to record all of it because like they closed down and I still had a full cart of stuff to go through. So I was only able to go through so much before we had to close down because here lately, I haven't been recording as much as I sort through the bins because I don't get as much stuff when I do that. You know what I mean? So
right.
like what I'll do is I'll try to like acquire a whole bunch of items and then start going through what I'm finding, and then try to even it out to where like I'm still making content, but I'm also doing what I'm there for, which is to get inventory to resell. But I'm figuring that either one of two things is gonna have to start happening. I come back on another day of the week and like don't film and just like balls to the walls, like go hard in the paint and pick as many good items as I can to resell. And then my trip on Monday will still be to get items to sell, but it'll also be more based around making content that's actually enjoyable for the viewer as well as getting good items to sell. You know what I mean?
Well,
Because I want to be able to focus on let the video be a good video. You know,
yeah. I was gonna say, watch it. Like you're gonna come up on those days where you don't film, and you're gonna find the bangers on the
yeah, I
days you
already
don't
know,
film.
man. I already
That's
know.
that's just how it goes for content creators. Like that's.
Maybe I just bring the camera anyway and then see what happens. Like, okay, guys, I wasn't going to film today, but I found a banger.
I mean, don't get
You
me
know what I
wrong.
mean?
I've done that with my camera or my phone. And like my phone takes good enough footage, I guess, but it's
Yeah,
really like shaky. It doesn't have the image stabilization that
yeah,
some nicer phones or obviously the GoPro has very good image stabilization. But yeah, if like I drop into SVDP, which I do basically every day because it's right by the post
mhm,
office, I'm not filming every time, so
yeah,
I'll just have my phone out and whatever.
yeah. The phone
So
sucks. Then like the audio doesn't match. So like if I'm talking, it's like Japanese, like it's like anime.
oh
So like my
no.
words. So yeah, it's real distracting. So I just don't even film.
Ugh, that sucks. That sucks. I believe he has done regional rate boxes before. I mean,
Yeah.
would you have still made a little money on shipping with a regional rate box?
Uh, I probably would have. It might have been
Like $3 to $4?
$10 maybe.
Yeah.
No, I would have made it. I still made a boatload of money off of it using a regional rate box. But I just figured I'd go ahead and try the tieback first to save the time of taping a box together.
Right.
That's the only reason why I tried the tieback. Now, if I would have tried the tieback and it didn't work, then I would have moved on to the regional rate boxes. You know what I mean? But sometimes though, like I've used the original rate box, and then like without even checking the rates of the price first. I'm like, oh well, let me just throw it in here, and then I'll box it all up, and then I'll go to print the label, and I find out that it's cheaper to just go plain priority. Then I got to untape the box, and then I'm like, dang man, I just wasted, however much time I just wasted, like
that's
so.
that's half the reason why like I just send it like what just straight priority, because
That's
like
what I've been doing.
I mean, again, like, being in the middle of the country, you have a pretty good idea of like, what it's going to cost to ship to the farthest places.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
like, you can charge pretty evenly or like pretty close to. Like, you might lose a couple bucks in shipping sometimes, but it
Most
is
of
what
the time,
yeah,
yeah.
you're on.
So like, I was saying this on my live the other day that I used to go to UPS and then FedEx and then to the post office, like all to wherever I was going to save the most money at when I first got started reselling. But
We all did.
after I realized that I didn't enjoy driving all the way across town to go to places when I could just spend more time listing, I was like, I'm gonna just send everything to USPS. That way, I make one stop and I just get right back to work. Sometimes I'm never going to be out of anything because I always charge shipping, but sometimes I'll make less off the shipping. You know what I mean? But it is
No,
what it
for
is.
sure. For sure. Like I already know that like with the gross multiplication of charges that USPS does now of items over a certain either weight or dimensions, I know to just put UPS ground on the bigger
Yeah.
stuff now. Like I just
They're
automatically
getting ready
like
to raise rates on something at the post office. I know they're raising the rates on stamps. Media mail's going up by like 9%. I think
no.
flat rate envelopes and then padded flat rates maybe are getting ready to go up. I don't know by how much, but it's going up platform wide, nationwide. So it's
Yeah.
everybody's got the same increase. It's not just me. So I'm gonna rock and roll with it, man.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I feel like UPS will follow suit with like the bigger packages, but for
Mhm.
right now, I mean, it's like, it can be upwards of like a $10 to $12 difference. So like,
Yeah,
if I even have the inkling that it'll go over, the amount, the dimension
right.
amount for USPS, I'm just like,
Yep.
you know, like I don't know. I also think that like the psyche of somebody buying a bigger item has to know that it'll take a little bit longer to get there. So they usually don't mind the extra day or two that UPS ground does take.
Yeah,
But like anything that's small, anything that's like first class or like just over first class, like
yeah.
it's obviously going to go USPS and it's going to get there fairly quickly.
But just because you ship it through UPS doesn't always mean that it's going to get there, later
Oh,
anyway.
yeah,
Like
for
I
sure.
order stuff on Amazon and it always comes on UPS and it comes like a day or two later.
Yeah,
You know
no,
what I
for
mean?
sure. I'm not trying to say that UPS is always
Right.
lagging, but you know, for
No,
sure.
the jeans were men's 34, 32. All three of them. They're the same. Levi's 514.
Huh.
So it was decent sized jeans.
Marcus is gonna be using a food saver to suck all the air out of the
I
clothes to
have them.
fit. Hey, listen, if
I have
that
one.
like
It's a great idea.
dude, I have a big vac sealer for all my barbecue stuff
Yeah.
because like sometimes I'll cook a bunch of meat and then I'll freeze it,
Mhm.
I'll vac seal it and I'll freeze it all and then I'll sell it by the pound that way. Like
Yeah.
I could totally put clothes in
Yeah.
one of those
That's
vac
a
seal
great
bags.
idea, Hillary, for real.
It would be good for like a bunch of shirts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, like bulk shirt lot or something. I was
STL
at the
Thrifts was
bench
at
today
the
too.
bins today too. Pretty average, no bangers. Yo, you didn't say hello, or did
I
you?
got I got some bangers. I got some bangers the last time I was there, man. I'm so happy about it for real too. I'm
uh,
in California, so the original rate boxes work well for me. That makes sense.
that makes
That
perfect
definitely makes
sense.
sense. Original rate is only really worth it when the item is over 2 pounds, or like no more than 4 pounds.
Oh, wait, why is that though? Like 2 to 4 pounds is very specific. I feel like
Well, it goes up like kind of like first class does when it's like four, whatever the increments of
oh,
shipping. It goes up on a regional rate box as well too.
I didn't know
So like
that. I thought
I think
regional was just like regional flat rate for the region,
no,
right?
it's still based off where you're at. So like I shipped, for instance, I bought those little fake like in Super Nintendo or those NES systems, right? And
Yeah.
I shipped them all in regional rate boxes, and they all went different places, and all of them were different prices. And the one that cost the most was one that went to Puerto Rico, but it was still only like $13. So
Gotcha.
it depends on where you're at.
Huh.
I figured 3 pairs of jeans would weigh more than 2 pounds. It was 5 pounds altogether.
I feel like that's a lot for 3 pairs of jeans, but I also don't buy jeans very often.
Yeah, it's a decent amount. It was 4 point something. If way more, yeah, it weighed more than 2 pounds. That's for sure. Vacuum jackets too. You're welcome. Yeah, I've been doing the puffer jackets in my poly bags, and I'll smash them down and I'll close my poly bag up, and then I'll put it in the box and move on, and then I'll turn back around and it's like expanding and it's like coming up out of the box, like squeezing up between two shirts. It's like, yeah, you ain't trying to go in there.
That's funny. You know, like that reminds me of trying to pack down plushes. So like sometimes I'll have bigger plushes that can sort of like fold into each other and like, you know, contort basically into like a nice compact thing, but I put it into one poly bag, and then what I do is I tape the heck out of that poly bag on the outside, and then I'll put that in another poly, and then I'll send it like that. So
Yeah.
works
See,
out pretty good.
first time I ever found Squishmallows, I had the 16-inch ones,
Yeah.
and I smashed it down into a 10 by 13, right? And I was like, it'll be good. And then I go on about my business doing something else, and then I come back and it busted open the bag, and I'm like, dude, what? I'm like, I gotta tape this thing shut, man. But
Yeah,
that's why
don't get me wrong.
I stopped shipping them in
The
poly bags.
squishmallows are very resilient. They are, but like most plushes, you know, you can contort them in a way where they're very compact. But yeah, the squishmallows don't play.
Back, man,
they
for real.
they do. They really do.
It sounds like they're both in the middle of the country, so perhaps the regional rate might not save that much money. Yeah, we're both in Missouri,
Yeah,
middle of the United States.
pretty much.
Do you guys do parcel select? I ship a lot of parcel select, and it usually works out well, but does take extra time to get to the buyer. I've never done parcel select ever, for the strict reason that it takes forever to get to your buyer. And really, I prefer my stuff to get there as fast as possible. You don't really save that much, in my experience, on using parcel select.
I'm
Like
not gonna
sometimes
lie.
it's perfect, but not really.
Yeah, not gonna lie. I've never even considered parcel select. I actually only started hearing of that like just recently. I don't
Yeah.
know. I like it. It never crossed onto my radar. So yeah,
Right now, it is like the cheapest shipping method, but still, like it's gonna take snail mail. It's gonna, like, a dinosaur could like come back from the dead before your package arrives.
so is it kind of like putting a bunch of stamps on something heavy and like and sending it that way? Is that what it's
Not
like?
necessarily. Like it's still like it's like UPS ground, but USPS.
Oh,
So it's a ground
okay.
option. You know what I mean?
Gotcha,
But
gotcha.
the thing is though, with the post office being limited and short staffed, just like with first class packages, priority is going to get the priority. So if there's not enough um, space on a truck, or on a plane, a train, automobile, whatever, they're going to put those packages to the side, and they're going to keep getting put to the side until there's finally room for them. So if the trucks are full for 3 days, your parcel select package, or your first class package even, might sit at the post office until finally there's enough space on the plane or the bus or wherever it's going for it to finally move out. And that's why I don't use USPS parcel select.
My man
uh
said the bus. Like your package is gonna be in the belly of the bus with the
yeah,
luggage. You know.
even they ship stuff on Greyhound. They do.
You know.
Have
Hey,
you heard that?
I have. Like, isn't there
Crazy,
a
man.
service you can like sign up for? I guess is it through the post office that you can like sign up for a special like discount on your travel if you travel with a package? I'm pretty
Yeah, I
sure
think
that's a
so.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, man. There's all types of
I
stuff
looked into
nowadays.
that when I was a broke college student. I wanted to travel around the country.
Yeah, yeah.
I never
You
did it.
didn't do it.
I
Okay.
never did it. Listen, Greyhound is already cheap as it is, and Greyhound does suck. If anyone is curious, like I
Yeah.
rode one all the way to Denver from St. Louis, and it was miserable.
The
It was smooth.
furthest I've ever went on one was from St. Louis to Memphis,
Oh, that's not
which
bad.
is it's not too bad, but it still sucks. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah. It
I
was
just go to the back and fall asleep.
you. I mean, you got lucky, bro. Like it was the bus was already packed by the time I got on. So I
Yeah,
had one of the front seats. I had some guy that was like talking to himself and he stunk real bad and it was just
yeah.
not a good time. I was
And
really
so,
fortunate that like halfway through he made friends with somebody else on the bus and like got out of his seat and went to go talk to them and I just fell
yeah,
asleep.
yes. Yeah. I think the odor probably would have done me worse than hearing them talk because I can block some stuff out, man. But smell, you cannot smell somebody.
Exactly.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. It was rough.
Yes, they're both in Missouri. I don't sell too many heavy items, so I do not ship parcel select, FCP or priority, first class package or priority. Okay, yeah, yeah, me
Yeah, I
me
mean,
too.
like I said, if I know it's something like that Apple II computer that I sold, or
Yeah,
anything that's over like a certain what is it for USPS now? I think anything over 18 inches or 16 inches or
it's
whatever it is.
22.
Is it 22? I thought it was like 18 and 22. Either way, anything
Uh,
that's over that, I'm like automatically USPS ground. Like the it,
yeah,
the buyer is not going to mind, especially if I'm offering like cheap shipping, like a cheap flat rate shipping or
yep,
free shipping, like it's going to be fine.
yeah. And
So,
I'm just not picking that type of stuff up, so I don't even know
yeah,
anymore.
or you avoid it altogether,
Yeah. I think
Which I
like the
mean,
last,
I
go
was
ahead.
I was going to say and that's been the going trend for me, I mean is every time I find something big, like it has to be absolutely worth my time
Yeah,
to ship it.
yep. The biggest thing I'm shipping out right now is cowboy boots. That's it.
Oh,
You know what I
sure.
mean?
Yeah.
Uh, I could still find a box, fairly decent, easily, fairly easily. Sometimes I have to go to like Lowe's and buy the 18 by 18 by 16 or whatever it is and cut it down, but that's rare, Most of the time I find a box from Dollar General or somewhere like that.
Yeah.
But they sell so rarely that it's still worth me picking them up because when they do sell, they're close to $100.
And that's
So
worth your time, like
yeah.
that's yeah. I mean, have you ever gone to like a Payless and gotten like one of their boot boxes? Like,
Well, I haven't tried that. I guess I haven't thought of that. But there's only one Payless here, and I don't know if they'd probably even have any. But I mean,
worth
yeah,
a
it's worth
shot.
a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean,
Yeah,
I've always thought about like going to all the golf stores in St. Louis and being like, "Hey, y'all throwing out any boxes? Because like
yeah,
I need them."
definitely. Yeah, man. I know that there was a guy that bought a golf club from me like way back when I did sell golf clubs, and when he did a return, and when he returned it, it was a golf club box from, I guess either some place that sells exclusively sells golf club boxes, or they're like custom made boxes for this guy's business or something. But
Oh yeah.
it was definitely made perfectly to fit the golf club that I sent them because I Frankenboxed my golf club box all together out of the triangle boxes from the USPS. He
Yeah.
sent it back a pretty nice and neat box, and I was like, man, I gotta get some of these. Yeah. I know they
Right.
sell them at what is U-Haul? I think U-Haul sells a box for them.
I think
Uh,
you're right.
it might be like $4 or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not too bad especially if you sell a golf club for like $100.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean if you're somebody like Harry Tornado that just sells like all high-end golf stuff, I mean,
Yeah,
makes sense to
yeah,
have stuff like that around for sure.
definitely,
So,
definitely.
do, 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 do. All right. Well,
Lady,
we're like a minute away from our hour. We can wrap up chat here.
you
Do, 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 do,
want to go
do.
ahead? You want to go ahead?
I usually find that UPS is cheaper than USPS Parcel Select, but I only use those options for larger items. Gotcha, gotcha. I
Yeah,
mean, still, I don't know. UPS Ground seems to be just fine for most of the big stuff that I've been sending.
right. And it's
Takes the
more.
same amount of time as USPS Priority. I feel like you're probably on point with that. Yeah. Yeah, Hillary, for sure. I've totally hit up an appliance store to get giant refrigerator box before. They were happy to get rid of it. I mean, that would
Nice.
probably be really perfect for a rock band set. Like that would
Yeah,
be ideal. So,
definitely.
I've got a couple boxes that I've been holding on to dearly for the
It's just
time
for that.
when I finally sell these rock band sets,
Yeah,
which I have said before that it's going to happen soon, but this time it's happening soon.
yeah, dude. For my the last time I sold a Rock Band set, I used one of those 30 by 10 by 10 boxes that I ship my or that I store my clothing in. It fit perfectly. I just took the legs off and just broke everything down to the basics and it fit right in there. I was like, this is perfect.
Yeah,
I'm never buying one of these again, but this
I'm
is
gonna
perfect.
no, yeah, I'm gonna have to remember that if I have a need in the future. I'm gonna be like, what's that size again?
Definitely, man. It was great.
Yeah, yeah. All right,
That's
well, let's not speak of Rock Band drum sets.
yeah, yeah.
That's
Go ahead
funny.
and find 6 of them the next time he goes to the bins.
That's funny. Oh man, I know I have like probably three. No, I probably have like $600 worth of Rock Band stuff probably laying around. So
It just doesn't sell as well as it used to, man.
yeah, the pandemic really did help that a lot, but
Yeah.
you know, it'll
Mm,
sell. It'll sell for more than I paid. So that's all that
yeah.
matters.
Yeah.
Alrighty, guys. Well, thank you so much for hanging out tonight. We really appreciate it. We do this every Thursday night, like I said at the beginning of the show. Thursday night, 7 p.m. CST. Anything else that you want to add in, my friend?
No, just got a video coming out in the morning about pretty much my eBay processes.
Cool.
Maybe you guys can find it interesting. Check it
Cool.
out.
No, I love that you're doing that. I love that you're doing that. Heck yeah, heck yeah. I have one in my living room. Hey, Hillary, I have probably more than one in my living room, so that's fun. Alrighty, well, thank you guys. We
Yep.
appreciate and love y'all, and we'll see you next Thursday on Marcus's channel. Don't forget to sub. You probably scroll up and see that Nightbot had told you to do exactly that. Appreciate y'all, and we'll see y'all then. Peace out.